How is everybody doing today? My name is Master Zero, and this is Worst Day Ever, Takedown with Chris Hansen. Now, I just have to say, like, right off the bat, good. I'm so glad this Predator is having the worst day ever, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with Chris Hansen, but I really hope it's just, like, the most inconvenient things possible has happened to this guy throughout the day, you know? Like I stated in the last video I reacted to of Chris Hansen, you know, like, you're not gonna get any sympathy from me with all these Predators, man. Like, they try to ruin these people's lives, like little kids' lives, and I'm so glad people like Chris Hansen are there in the world to like stop these guys, and hopefully working with law enforcement and stuff like that actually puts them behind bars and stuff. But 9 times out of 10, sadly, at least in the older episodes, you know, like they don't get the full penance for their crime, you know? Like, it seems like they just get off and they get put on a list and stuff, which is good, you know? Like, everybody should know that there's predators out there, but in my opinion, like, they deserve much worse, man. But I'm really excited to get this going regardless, so without any further ado, here is Worst Day Ever.
December in Michigan can be a cold and cloudy time of year.
I'll take your word for it.
The holidays approaching. And for 32-year-old line cook Jake, tonight is going to be one of the darkest of his life for a few different reasons.
Honestly, good, man. Like, just look at that mugshot. That man is not a winner. And like, I kind of feel bad for making fun of people, but these are not people, man. Let's be real here. Like, these predators are just that, you know, they're predators. They're trying to like seek their teeth into these young, defenseless children, man. And like I said before, man, you're gonna get no sympathy from me.
His chat with the Genesee County Sheriff's Office ghost decoy, posing as a 15-year-old, starts on the website Skip the Games.
Oh. I'm sorry, there's a website called Skip the Games? I don't like where that's going. Like, I understand hopefully it's for adults, you know, but they're using it to catch predators, so obviously there's going to be predators on that site, and that's what keeps going on in my brain, you know, but I just, that's gross.
The decoy asks him what he's looking for, oral or vaginal sex. He says, LOL. Both, maybe. The decoy asks Jake if he's the police, and then is upfront about being 15. He then asks her if she's the police, and to send a nude photo, to which the decoy says no. He later says, okay,
I kind of like that. I guess way of thinking, lack of a better word, you know? It's just like, you ask them first if they're the police, you know? That's kind of like, inverts their expectations to where they're, even though he did ask if they're the police as well, probably just like a friendly back and forth, you know? It's like, well, what else do I say after that? Maybe I'll ask them if they're the police, you know? Just like a joking manner, but it seems like, if you ask them first, that kind of like, you know, they're not gonna expect anything, and maybe they will meet up with you and stuff like that, or meet up with the victim, you know, and all quotation marks there because they're gonna get Chris Hansen, man, and I'm so excited to see him squirm when Chris Hansen shows up.
He later says he's on his way, but he has to stop at an ATM first.
Okay.
My room's upstairs. You want to wait here for a minute? I just gotta go to the bathroom and grab something.
A small room.
A sheriff's deputy posing as the decoy does her best to get 32-year-old Jake to come into the kitchen.
I have to say, like, right off the bat, I really like how they use the actual detectives and stuff in this. It seems like they use them a whole lot more, which understandable, you know, he's working with like the ghost unit and stuff like that, which is in and of itself, that name is amazing, by the way, the acronym and everything. I'm a sucker for acronyms, but like everything about this, just like, they want to catch these guys at all costs, and I really respect how they do it, man.
You can stay in here then. Like, staying here doesn't matter. Let's shut the door so that all the heat doesn't get out.
Smart.
How am I freaking? Wait, don't leave.
Something sets him off, and he tries to flee.
What set him off?
What he wasn't expecting next was the ghost team waiting to bring him back in.
Oh my god, dude, they were just ready, which obviously I hope they would be, you know, just in case they do run. I kind of hoped he got tased, I'm not gonna lie. Like, make this man suffer as much as humanly possible, in my opinion. Like, but man, they were like right up on it. Like, as soon as he left, it seemed like they just booked him, they handcuffed him. It's just like, nope, you're going back, you're going in this house whether you like it or not, man.
Yeah. No, sir.
How many people could fit in this house?
You got nothing that's gonna hurt us, do you, Jake? Okay. Just relax right there. Keep your hands right there.
Fair questions.
Hands right up. Yep, just like that.
Because he tried to make a run for it, the ghost team pats him down first to make sure he didn't have any weapon.
Oh man, seems like he's already getting
While they
booked.
empty his pockets, I squeeze my way in.
Hey.
He's noticed me just yet.
Money on you.
Oh, Chris Hansen, man, I said in the last one, man, he always finds ways to surprise me, you know, and in this instance, he's like a shadow in the night, man. He just, like, squeezed past all the, oh my god, I almost said guards, then I almost said prisoners. That's in prison days, you know, but like, he went all past the police, you know, and just, like I said, man, a shadow of the night, like, the dude doesn't even know he's there, and, like, I really hope he knows who Chris Hansen is, man. Just, like, add more, like, salt to the wound.
Any money on your wallet, anything?
Even the camera guy squeezed in. Oh, get him.
I'm trying to see right there in this room.
He said the thing.
What's your name?
Jake,
Jake. How old are you, Jake?
32.
What he's about to tell me surprises even me.
Okay, hold on. I have to comment about that, man. It looks like he's tearing up, which obviously, as you would, you got caught for doing a very terrible thing, you know, or circumstance and everything. I know it's like a bust and stuff like that. It's not an actual true victim and everything, but still, like, you get into a lot of trouble trying to do this, man. Just showing up in and of itself is like bad news for you, Jake. And you're not from State Farm. I don't trust you.
And what brought you to this house tonight?
My mom passed away today, so I honestly can't tell you what.
Don't cue the music.
I'm sorry about your mom. That's horrible. How did she pass?
COVID.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Chris is way more sympathetic with me. I'm not gonna lie, which obviously he's been around these guys like way more than I have. I don't think I've been around one. Hopefully not, you know? But the fact that, like I said in the beginning, man, like I said in the last episode I reacted to and stuff, you're gonna get no sympathy from me. Like, you're literally trying to destroy these children's lives, and I do not understand that in the slightest, man. Like, your way of thinking, like, I don't care if you have, like, the worst life humanly possible. Like, why would you want to go out and ruin someone else's life, you know, especially whenever their life hasn't fully started yet?
I'm sorry to hear that. And what does that sticker mean, healthy visitor?
That I don't have COVID to be in the hospital.
Be in the hospital.
Good for
What
you.
was your plan here tonight?
There really was no plan. Like I said, I don't even know what I'm doing, man.
Well, again,
Freaking boo-hoo, man. He's trying to play the victim card and stuff like that. I understand what he's trying to do, but man, every single episode I've seen of, like, the previous ones, you know, To Catch a Predator and all the older ones, like, I could have, like, a freaking bingo card for the amount of stuff I've been hearing, you know? It's just, like, every single Predator seems like a broken record, man. They just do the same thing over and over again. It's like, there was no plan. I was just gonna watch the football game. My friend Jerry, you know, some other lame excuse. Like, it's always the same thing, man. And at this point, I'm tired of it, man. Like, I keep going back to, you're getting no sympathy from me.
well, again, my heart goes out to you for losing your mother. That's a horrible
Does it, Chris?
situation, but
While what he's going through pulls at your heartstrings, I can't lose
No.
sight of the fact that he came here to have sex with a 15-year-old girl.
do you really
Exactly.
think that justifies trying to have sex with a underage girl?
Not at all, no. Yeah.
The chat was pretty graphic.
Ooh.
Okay.
What you wanted to do with this 15-year-old.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I kind of hope there's more, like, even though the stuff we've already seen was pretty telling of the guy, I'm not gonna lie, but the fact that, like, Chris, like, somehow avertedly, like, oh, I feel sorry for you, you know, you have my condolences, your mom passed away, but meeting a 15-year-old girl, somehow reels him back in, man. It's just like, look, man, you know why you're here. The sympathy card, it's not gonna work, man. You're not the victim in this situation. You're trying to ruin a victim.
This was an underage girl you thought you were meeting here, right?
Man, he's sweating.
The chat was pretty clear.
Yeah, who's to
I'm
say?
just telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you thought you were meeting an underage girl here. We've seen the chat. We've seen the
Yeah,
chat.
Sure.
Are you-
It's
are you-
hard
Dude,
to
just-
say, like, is she underage? Is she not? I didn't know. I thought the chat was very weird in a sense. Yeah. So
why was it weird in a sense?
She was very direct in like what she was doing, and then she said she was doing it for a long time. And then I was just thinking like, well, what's a long time?
But why
like,
even do it?
Like 10 years old.
Chris, you nailed the freaking head on the nail, or whatever the expression goes, man. It's just, they try to make these excuses of why they're here, why they showed up, but the fact that you actually decided to show up in and of itself is just right there. Like, book them, man. Like, send them to jail. That's all they need for them to get convicted. And in all honesty, good, man. For you to just apprehensively just do those actions, you know, first of all, you chat with the underage girl, putting that in quotations because this is a stick up, you know, and then you decide to show up, man. That's a whole nother layer of like grossness, in my opinion, man. And like, for good reason they're going to jail. I really hope they go to jail for a long time. Lock them up all the way.
I don't know. Honestly, I came here and I was pretty much just gonna cry, and I don't know. I don't think I would have went through with anything personally, but
you came here.
yeah.
Keep reminding them, Chris.
Didn't want to do it.
What spooked you at the door there?
I just didn't want to anymore.
You suddenly had a
Like,
conscience? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I can't do this.
A little late, buddy.
I try. Yeah.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up.
Okay.
Exactly, Chris. That's exactly what I was trying to talk about in the last pause, you know? Like, you can't justify showing up, man. Like, as much as you want to try to play the victim card, try to play the sympathy, sympathy. like, at the end of the day, man, you showed up, and I'm so glad Chris is grilling him because of that. Because, like he said, man, chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. That's an entirely different level, man.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up.
Okay.
And you showed up. So what should happen?
Whatever's gonna happen,
Book 'em.
I guess. Yeah.
Tase them, then book
The
them.
punishment.
Do you think you would have done this had it not been for the death of your mother?
I wouldn't put that in his brain, bro.
It's hard to say.
Hard to say. Have you ever done this before?
No.
You've never met somebody online
No.
who was underage for a hookup?
No. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I was saying previously, you know, like, they always say the same thing. Like, every single Predator I've watched in the older shows, they do, like I said, I could have like a freaking bingo card for the amount of times they repeat themselves. And the fact that, like, I thought he was gonna like use his mom's death as like another sympathy. Oh my god, I keep wanting to say sympathy card, you know. But I'm kind of glad that he didn't, and I'm kind of upset, I guess, lack of a better word, that Chris tried to put that in his brain, you know. But the fact, I know he's trying to like get into their psyche and stuff like that. That's literally the whole point of this. But I don't know, man. That kind of gave me like a yucky feeling. I'm not gonna lie.
So just tonight, all of a sudden this started.
It was like, yeah.
Heard Chris say that before.
It was like on my way up to go see my mom.
So
Since
you were.
I found her on like some website, and then we started talking.
What was the site that you were on?
Hate you.
Skip the Games?
Yeah.
And do you go on that site regularly?
No.
And why did you go on there tonight?
I think it was just like a way to get out of my head. But then, like, when
How did you find out about Skip the Games?
you can just Google it.
So you
all there.
Googled sites for hookups?
Yeah. And
And
that
that's
was
what
like
you
the
did?
first one, yeah.
And you just decided tonight,
Yeah, I've decided I was like gonna do it, and then all this shit happened.
Okay, I'm really glad. I know this happens in pretty much every single episode of like anything Chris Hansen, you know, but the fact that he just like grills them, you know, like he keeps asking questions and stuff. And if you're like a clean guy, like, first of all, if you're a decent dude, you wouldn't be in this situation to begin with, you know, you wouldn't even show up, you wouldn't even start chatting an underage girl to begin with. But the fact that like he did it, man. And how he said that you could just Google it and stuff, that did answer my question at the beginning, you know, like, hopefully this is for adults hooking up and stuff. But the fact that they're using it to catch predators, man, in and of itself is like bad. Like, they shouldn't have this website to begin with if predators are using it for underage people. And I know, like, you have to say, like, I'm over 21 and stuff like that in most dating sites and stuff nowadays. But I don't know, man. Like, there's still going to be like teenagers that try to like go under the veil and stuff like that and do stuff they're not supposed to be doing. So you should protect the children, man. Like, I know, like, Fortnite and stuff like that, they have like contingency plans to like stop other people from, I don't want to think about it because it's really, really gross, but you know, like they stop the sexual predators like there. And like, I feel like that should be the case for every single website ever. Like, I don't know if you should like show your ID and stuff like that. I honestly don't know the answer here, but there needs to be like some sort of like blockade that stops adults from talking to children, because in no aspect should that be a thing. You know, children should talk to children, adults should talk to adults. Like, that's how it should be, unless you're the parent, you know. Obviously you're supposed to be that like guardian angel, you know, that shield to protect your child at all costs from these terrible people. But I don't know, I kind of got in a rant there, I'm sorry, but it's just like it's been boggling my brain, man.
And then so now on my way back home, I was like, F it. And then I was sitting in my car for a minute and I was like, I don't want to do this. But then I saw her like walking.
I was about to say, but you went to the door.
So like I had this feeling, and I was just like, I've got to get out of here.
But you came in.
Did I? I think, yeah, I put my foot in the door, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, there's something you need to know.
That's entering the building.
And that is that I'm Chris Hansen.
Let's go.
Okay.
And we do
stories,
investigations on adults who try to meet underage kids.
Let me see his face.
Anything else you want people to know?
No.
Okay.
Some guys are here with the Genesee County Sheriff's Department they'd like to talk to.
Okay.
Stand up from the book.
His back's up, close crosses his arms, man.
While they put him in cuffs,
so suave.
take him down to the sheriff's office for further questioning. While our sympathies go out to Jake and his family for the loss of his mother, he still has to face the consequences of what he did.
I know they, like, obviously they have to show, like, they have some sort of sympathy, you know, they have to go back to the death of the mother and stuff like that. But like I keep stating in this video, man, and like pretty much every video I'm going to react to with Chris Hansen, you know, like, you're going to get no sympathy from me. Like, I feel like he used his mother's death as a way to show up and talk to an underage girl, you know, and to me, that's terrible, man. That's so messed up. So like I said, man, you're getting no sympathy from me. Just because your mom died does not give you the right to talk to underage women. And just, they're not even women, man, they're children, you know. At the end of the day, like, keep going back to that. The main focal point of the show, you know, is to stop predators. And if you're gonna do this, I don't care if it's a sting, I don't care if it's like, you know, a fake person trying to catch you for doing bad things. Like, at the end of the day, man, you are doing, in my opinion, one of the most terrible things possible. You know, you're trying to ruin the lives of an underage person, even if it's a sting, even if the person's not even real, you know, it's still, your psyche made you do that in the first place. So who's to say it's not actually going to happen one day in real life, you know?
Jake pleaded guilty to accosting a child for immoral purposes and using a computer and internet to communicate with another to commit a crime. He was sentenced to 2 days in jail and 60 months of probation.
You say 60?
Not only are the potential child predators captured and exposed in the ghost operation,
but 2 days?
The Genesee County Sheriff Chris Hansen also has to make sure every case can be successfully prosecuted.
That's great, actually. Get a behind the scenes, let's go.
Is that, well, you have
Chris
to be 18 or 19
Chris Hansen, Chris Swanson.
Social media chat platform to begin with. So the rest of it is just play acting and pretending to be 15. Do you buy any of that?
Now, I don't buy it because we have a very clear pattern, our chatters do, to get the age out there. And they have every opportunity to say, no, that's just not me. That's why it's so important for people to watch what we're doing right now with you.
100%.
Because they need to have these talks, these conversations, so they know going into it how to handle. And they're not caught off guard. But that has not been a successful defense.
My man. Which, like, I am so glad I said it. I think I said it at the intro of this video, you know? Like, I am so glad people like Chris Hansen are there, man. And, like, for them to, like, team up with the ghost unit and stuff like that, actually team up with the police that are in the area that they're taking these people out, you know? Like, I am so glad there are people doing the... I think I said in the last reaction, not this one, but Chris Hansen is doing the Lord's work, man. And, like, it's really cool having that, like, they have sort of the blueprint to try to catch these people, because like he stated, you know, we make sure that, or I should say they, you know, I'm trying to do first person here, but they say that they make sure that the age is out there. Like, they can't be like, oh, well, I didn't know and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure like 9 times out of 10, if it's not starting out like that, it's almost at the beginning of the conversation. Like, yo, by the way, I'm 15. Like this one, you know, it's, oh, by the way, I'm 15. I don't want to get busted. Like, using that as an excuse to like throw the age out there. So when he was saying that, oh, I didn't know it was underage and stuff, like, yes, you did, man. Like, you showed up and everything. Every single excuse that they try to do, you know, Chris Hansen and pretty much the entire team that he's teaming up with, they just shut it down as soon as possible, as soon as it comes out of his mouth, you know, and for that I respect it so much, man. So these are, like always, man, they're so freaking juicy. I love them so much. Just to watch the Predator squirm at Chris Hansen, like, as soon as Chris Hansen shows up, it's just over, man. Like, you can just see it in their face. And this guy was very sweaty, I might add, for being as cold as it was outside that they were talking about, you know. Like, I just love it. At the end of the day, like I keep saying, I don't know if me coming off is this way, like no sympathy or anything like that, is like a bad look and stuff, but frankly, I don't care, man. Like, these Predators deserve way worse than just, what, 2 days and 60 months probation. Like, they deserve way more. I think you should, if you don't, I was gonna say kill them straight off the bat, I'm not gonna lie, but if you don't, like, I guess, life in prison, lack of a better word, you know, then by all means, man, like, I guess put them on the list, make sure that everybody knows who they are. And that's another thing I love about these videos, is that we know his name is Chris. We know what he looks like. We got the mugshot at the very beginning and everything. So if I'm doing my part by, like, spreading this information, then by all means, man, like, I'm happy to help, in all honesty. But at the end of the day, man, like, this is just disgusting, like, everything about what the Predators are trying to do. And I say try because this is a sting 9 times out of 10, all the times out of 10 whenever it's Chris Hansen involved, you know, but it's still like I said during the reaction, there's a chance that they could do it again, man. There's a chance that it's a real victim, and you're not getting any sympathy, man. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Leave a like down below, subscribe, ring the bell, become a member. You get videos a day early, and check out the merch. So with that said, I have been Master Zero. Y'all guys have been fantastic, and I'll see y'all in the next episode. Later days.